Okay, how's everybody doing? Second take on this. I accidentally hit the stop button and tried to. I accidentally dropped my phone while recording. I really do need to get a tripod or something. I tried putting it in the vise, but I can't stand it. So I don't like the angle I get off of it. I wish I could get like more of an angle like this, like some of the other videos. A lot of the other video channels that do miniatures, they got like this downward look. But this is my car of the month for the Gaslands UK competition in November, with the theme of it being a Rutherford Frankenstein vehicle. This is a one of those Zero Defender tanks and a Matchbox Apache gunship, and a steamroller, parts off of a German anti-tank gun, modern rockets, 3D printed pieces, bits of straw, and and micro machines. So basically, what I did was the vehicle I based this off of is off of a internet meme where somebody photoshopped an Apache gunship stuck onto a tank, and then the tank's main guns were attached to the Apache's engines, and it's overtop and it looks cool, so I figured it would work really well for Gaslands. And so basically glued chain to this. This is basically a mine flail, because even though when I got this together, I was like, it just didn't look scary enough, and so I decided to add the mine flail because I figured it'd be pretty damn intimidating for this thing to be spinning around at you and maybe smacking the ground and stuff. And it's got this little strike plate, so if one of these chains were ever to come loose, it would hit this plate before it would ever hit the cockpit. And I'm still not really sure what to run this as in Gaslands. It's a little small for a tank, but I wouldn't want to call it a heavy truck because with tank tracks it would make it only a Gear 2 vehicle. So could run it as a straight up helicopter and make this as window dressing, but anyway, it's a good problem to have when you can run it as different things. But so yeah, this came off of a steamroller. These metal things here came off of a used Bic lighter. The chains are just jewelry chain, and then there's two tubes of plastic here that I wrapped with cardstock. Plastic little handles off of the gun, off of this one, and these are actually these Lego dot pieces. So it looks like it can be detached, because mine flails were meant to be disposable. So in World War II, they would come. This thing would be spinning up, and it would hit mines and blow up before it would blow up the tank. So, this is also rusty and beat up and everything, while the rest of the vehicle is, it's a little dusty, but it's not. There's no rust on the actual vehicle itself. Because I imagine that Rutherford would want this thing to look pristine. And everything spins. Everything spins. See? So, yeah. I did this autumn fall camo pattern just to be different, because I figured everybody else in the competition is probably going to do your traditional olive green ones or forced camo kind of colors. So I wanted to be a little bit different. And the guns are the guns off of the Defender tank, and the ammo belts are from Sisters of Battle Heavy Bolters. And the wings here are actually off of a Army Man Apache gunship, because the regular little wings on the Matchbox Apache are too small to clear the tank in any sort of way that would keep it from hitting the drum barrel. So I decided to just use the bigger wings off of the Army Men Apache, and I think they work just fine. But the missiles that were on the Army Man one, with it being built the way it is, if they were to fire, they would just drop and just smack the ground and blow up right under the wing. So what I did was I took micro machines and I tore them apart to get the wheels and the axles. And you can see here that I just basically made like a little trolley for the missile. So when it drops, it can fire and then roll out and then take off. So in a way, it can almost act like an RC car bomb. But I figure it's more unguided than your regular RC car bomb. And then you got these intercontinental ballistic missiles, which are excessively destructive for Gaslands, but I think it works for the vehicle. And just running it as rockets. But then you got the 3D printed parts here. For the exhausts, got a 3D printed barrel for the fuel tank. I imagine this thing eats through fuel like, you couldn't believe. I'm trying to get show you the fuel tank decals and stuff. But the lighting in here doesn't really want to show it. I hope when I do the actual photos it'll show up better. As you can see here, RL265. It's Rutherford Logistics 265. The 27s are the Munitions Factory 27. It is. I just imagine that as headcanon fluff. There's no real meaning behind it or anything. And you got the 40K Martian logo here. I'm scrolling here. You can see. Because Gaslands is ran by Mars, so I figured that would be a good little nod, because Rutherford's actually in league with Mars. So even though he's an American oil baron, in the lore of the game, he when he got the chance, he said sayonara to Earth and went to Mars. So anyway, that's my car of the month vehicle, and I think it looks good. Again, I hope it's a contender. My only real concern is a lot of the other people that have put together vehicles. They've put like 4, 5, 6 different Frankenstein vehicles together, and I've got basically 2.5 into this build. But I wanted to build the meme helicopter tank. So I achieved that. It looks like the picture of the meme. So that's one thing I'm really happy with on this vehicle, and I'm really happy with how the autumn camouflage came through. And you got this red cockpit for heat seeking, infrared. So nobody can hide from it. And the exhaust pipes were just made out of bendy straws, because bendy straws are pretty well universally useful. Anyway, now moving on to the highway patrol. Got this Mustang here. Mustang with rockets. Texas public safety. So I actually looked up to see how the Texas Highway Patrol uniforms look like, and kind of copied that for this vehicle. It's not too fancy, but I just took some missiles, cut the missiles down, and took some basic plastic with these little clips on it, and the missiles fit in perfectly. And then I took one of these bendy armor pieces that are meant to go over a windshield, and I bent it back the other way to basically make this little platform for where the rockets can launch off of. And we got a little bit of a decal back here. I think it's it's a type of missiles. They are AIM something. I can't read the little writing without my glasses. But then we got this bad boy. This is turreted bazooka performance car. Kind of a law religious mix where it's got the 10 Commandments with a fist coming out of the front of the Lamborghini. And I mean, there is kind of an irony with, thou shalt not kill, but I figured it would look kind of cool to have this like religious lawman part of the highway patrol, and he's got this badass Lambo with his huge ass bazooka to dispense law and justice in a lawless world. So yeah, I like this one. This one was actually turned out to be one of my favorite builds, even though it's pretty simple. It's basically it's a model kit gun with a Lego piece wedged in there, and then I drilled a hole to make it so it could be a turret. So it works. It goes all the way around. And then the sirens are from Space Marine backpacks, and the lights on the back are the little sniper things off of 40K guns. And so yeah, I like him. It looks cool. And then we got the Highway Patrol ice cream truck. SWAT truck with the harpoon, ram, siren. Same deal with the siren. It's just a Space Marine backpack thing. The harpoon came off of a little plastic boat thing I found, and then I 3D printed the pipes and everything, and their armor. And so the bulldog on here is freehand by me. Basically, what I did was I took a temporary tattoo, and I've shown the technique before, but earlier I've talked about the technique. But you put a temporary tattoo down, and then on a white background, you don't really have to do much because it's kind of transparent, so it doesn't really want to hold very well. So what you can do on a dark vehicle like this is use it as a template for doing freehand. So you'll set your tattoo down, and you treat the model like you would your skin for the temporary tattoos, and then you'll slowly peel it off, and it'll leave the image behind. It doesn't always work. But temporary tattoos are kind of cheap, so you can go through and try different few times. But once you get it down, you're going to put a coat of this on it, and that'll keep it from ever coming up again. So, if you find this in a store, this is great. So anyway, when that dries, then you can use that as a template to do your freehand, and because it won't be seen otherwise. I mean, when this was down, you couldn't hardly see it, but it was good enough where I could eyeball where all the line work was. And then I could draw out the line work, and then I could repaint everything by hand. And so you can see he turned out really well. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. And now this one here, this one's going to the store. This is one of those Zero cop cars. It's basically a round heavy machine gun at the rear. I didn't do too much with this one. When it comes to highway patrol, you don't really want to mess with the paint jobs too much, because unless it's like really busted up, you've already got, police, and you've already got the little stars, and you've already got stuff that you would already have as decals for the vehicle. So when it comes to Gaslands, 99 times out of 100, you want to strip the paint and start over. But Highway Patrol is kind of an exception. You just kind of use what you already got. And like this Buick here, this has got a bazooka. Again, no frills. This is a California Highway Patrol. So again, like the Texas one, they're painted up like that. And so you can kind of peek in there. I wish I could get these things to show the interiors better. Yeah, this guy's shooting at something coming up from above, like a helicopter or a gyrocopter. But so again, yeah, some 40K stuff here just to make it look more wastelandy and individualized. We got the one I'm really happy with, and that's this one, this Firebird, the IROC California Highway Patrol vehicle. It's got a napalm launcher, and you can see here on the back how much fuel it's got left for the napalm. And try to do a little bit of rust, dust, and make it look beat up. But I also wanted it to look like it, as a performance car, that it would absolutely blow the doors off of other vehicles. And it's an IROC Firebird. The IROC Firebirds are awesome. So I love this. Love this vehicle a lot. So yeah, got the lights there and everything. I like how this one turned out. And this was again, this is mostly a 3D printed stuff. This came off of some sort of El Cheapo fire truck thing. And I chopped it was a big pipe, and I just chopped the pipe down. So yeah, I basically imagine it just lobs napalm globs at people. And this is the two chemicals would mix to start to explode, and it was poosh. Could probably use it as a cheap flamethrower too, if I wanted. It's kind of that idea. But yeah, I like this one. It turned out really good. And last but not least, we've got our Tokyo Highway Patrol member, and he's got these chainsaws came off of a Final Faction piece, and I just drilled them in there, and they're wearing Tokyo police uniforms. Again, just scraped up the paint a bit. Rust, no rust, but a lot of dust. Caltrop dropper at the back, and the guy here with the mustache. But I imagine that the driver here is probably like somebody who's been scorned by Miyazaki, and so he wants to chase them down and bring them down. So that's the new Highway Patrol fleet I've gotten work done on. And I did finish some of these guys here. These are my D&D figures. I didn't intend for him to turn out looking like a Feraligatr, but God, if he doesn't. And you got the Tiger dude. And you got Goji. The gray and the blue. I just started calling him Goji because he kind of looks a little bit like Godzilla. And then you got this Were-Rat. These D&D figures, they didn't give them tails for some reason. I don't know why. But so unfortunately, I had some Skaven tails to fix that. But seriously, anybody making anthropomorphic figures for Dungeons and Dragons or any kind of game, remember to give them tails, please. Because you did it for the tiger, you did it for the lizards, Why the poor old Were-Rat gotta have no tail? So, we fixed that. He's got a tail now. And they also got him a little hatchet from a Frostgrave kit. But, he can be used as a rat folk or a Were-Rat, But, anyway. That's that. last little order of business is I got these from War Games delivered, and the 2 free speed paints. So again, in my quest to find better yellows, I was skeptical of this, but this works really, really well actually. This here was that, and then I highlighted it with some white, and you can see it's on this one here too, where I put it down over a metallic white and then highlighted with white, a whitish yellow, and that's it on clear plastic with a light highlight of white afterwards. So really happy with this. And this Gravelord Gray is what I did for the bases here. And so, yeah, that turned out really well. So I'm really happy with that. I do need to get some gravel flock, though, some great gravel flock to finish these up just a bit. But anyway, that's that. So if you like what I do, as always, be sure to check out my Etsy store, King of Cats Crafts. Holiday season, there should be some good stuff for make great Christmas presents for people, especially if they're in the Gaslands. And as always, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Always feel free to comment. I always appreciate it. And take care.